welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you're new. I feel funny because I just literally did this intro like 20 minutes ago. But this is part 2 of my Q&A series. I asked you guys a ton of questions. No, that's not what happened. I asked you guys to ask me questions. You guys sent in a ton of questions, and the first half were primarily fitness, health, weight loss, diet focused, and so I answered those in the first half of this Q&A series, and I will link that down below. You guys can go check it out if you're interested in the more fitness related questions. These questions, however, will be more life related, personal, whatever you guys kind of wanted to know. Okay, the first one is about modeling, and it says, how would you get into modeling with no previous experience or photos? I guess I have a few tips on this. If you want to get signed with an agency, I would start by taking some digitals in like really simple, just jeans and a t-shirt. I would say no makeup, just hair natural lighting, and just like iPhone pics, like front, side, back, 3/4, and then some headshots, and submit them to some agencies in your area or some agencies in a city if you're interested in getting signed in a city that you don't live in. That would be a good way to start. Agencies usually take online submissions, so that or building up your social media as a portfolio could also be really helpful. Start posting photos on Instagram, start getting comfortable in front of a camera. Right now, you can do self-timer photos, but when things get back to normal, do some test shoots, set up some shoots with some photographers, make sure they're legitimate, and, you know, be safe, of course. Maybe bring a friend with you if you're gonna go meet up with a photographer. Just getting comfortable in front of a camera, and then, you know, maybe tagging the agencies or sending them a DM showing your interest could really be helpful as well. The next question is about financial advice. What were my worst financial decisions? Guys, I'm gonna be so honest with you. I'm really boring when it comes to these kind of questions because I'm so calculated and I'm so logical. My biggest financial advice would be to act like you're broke. I consider myself a fairly generous person when it comes to my friends. And it's not to say that I'm stingy in any way, because I don't think I am whatsoever. But in terms of frivolous purchases, or even, for example, I live in the same apartment that I lived in when I first moved to LA. When I first moved to LA, I was barely making $500 a month. That's no longer the case for me. And so the rent that I was able to pay when I first moved to LA was significantly lower than the rent that I could allow myself to pay now. However, I have not moved out of my house or my apartment because I want to save that money. Renting is literally throwing away money, and there's no point. Of course, you know, you should love where you live, but to a certain extent, like, I'm fine with the apartment that I have right now, and I'm kind of, I mean, I'm grateful and blessed that I even can live in LA and live in Hollywood and, you know, have this amazing life that I live, but I'm, in a sense, toughing it out and just staying here because I know that I'm saving so much money that I could put towards something way more important. I'm super, super logical and calculated when it comes to all the decisions I make, most especially financially. If I buy, you know, a big purchase, if I have a bag that I buy, or when I bought my car, I knew 100% the make, the model, the year, the everything. For bags, I knew exactly which bag, which color. I looked up how people wear it and how much you can fit in it, and I've looked at it a million times in store and I've thought it through. I've gone home, I haven't bought it, I came back in and I bought it, and that's how you know that it's the right decision. Like, be so sure. And my mom always taught me this. If you're ever kind of teetering between yes and no when it comes to buying something, don't buy it. Don't buy it. Sleep on it, wait a little bit. If you're still thinking about it and you still really want it, and it's still there and it hasn't sold out, then it's meant to be and go get it. Otherwise, nah, just wait on it because you probably don't need it that bad if you're thinking about it and you're kind of on the fence. The best and worst thing about leaving your small town. The best thing is opportunity. I couldn't be doing what I'm doing in a small town in Massachusetts. I just couldn't. Even in Boston, it's not a thing. Especially when I was first starting out modeling and I was curvier than I am now, there's really no market for that, from my experience. Or maybe they just didn't want me. But in Boston, it was not a thing. And I didn't even live in Boston. I lived in a small town. So also being around open-minded people is really, really great. And this is not to say that everybody in my small town was closed-minded, but there were a lot more closed-minded people and a lot more judgmental people in terms of what you do for a living and all that. I was not taken seriously in my small town. And then the worst thing is not being around my mom. She is my heart and soul. She is my best friend. She's the reason why I work and do what I do, because I just want to build her the best possible life she could have. I just want her to not have a care in the world. I want her to live luxuriously and happily and be healthy, and she's such an angel and I love her so much, and we FaceTime every single day. I could literally cry talking about her because I love her so much, and I wish that we could be together. But I know that the life that I want to build for her, I can't build in Massachusetts. So it's like, it sucks so bad because life is so short and I want to spend every moment that I can with her. But at the same time, I know that what I'm doing right now is to build something so amazing for and with her. So, sucks not to have my mom. Do you have a 5-year plan? Yes and no. Like, I thought I did, and I guess it's so funny because every time I plan stuff out, life goes the exact opposite. And it has such a funny way of doing so, where you think you have everything all set in stone, and it completely goes the opposite direction. And the thing is, I'm also the most indecisive human that ever existed. I'm a Libra. It's just part of me. I make a decision, and just when I think that it's concrete, I go back on it and I'm like, nah. Or something that's out of my control happens. But one of those things usually happens whenever I make a plan. So if you asked me 5 years ago what I thought I would be doing right now, it would not be this. I thought I was going to be a journalist living in Boston or New York writing for a publication. I think it's really tough to kind of have a 5-year plan nowadays because everything is constantly changing and constantly evolving. I do want to be a mom. That's one thing that hasn't changed. The time frame for that has changed over the last few years. I've always wanted to be a young mom, and I think that I want to have kids before 30 for sure. So I mean, I'm 24 now, so that's part of my 5-year plan, I suppose. Definitely investing in some sort of real estate. And then as far as career goes, it's always evolving, so I'm gonna have to wait and see on that. What is the cost of living in LA? It depends. There's a ton of variables that come into play with this. If you want to move to LA and you are a single person with no roommates and you want to find a 1-bedroom, you are going to be hard pressed to find something under $2,000. That's like pretty inexpensive. Like if you can find something between $1,800 and $2,100, that's pretty reasonable for LA, for like the Hollywood, West Hollywood. Just like, don't quote me on this, like these are just things that I've personally seen. Complexes and like really like those bougie buildings, you're gonna be looking at like almost $3,000 for a 1-bedroom, and then like anywhere between like $2,800 and $3,600, even more sometimes for 2 bedrooms, depending on like how bougie they are. These are like the medium ones, but if you go like really bougie, they can be way more. But I really recommend, if you have like any friends out here or you can live with roommates, it would make it a lot cheaper. I actually know a couple of girls that right now are living in a 3-bedroom. 3-bedrooms are probably like the most cost effective, I would say. If your 3-bedroom is like $3,200 or something, and you're splitting that between 3 people, that can be really great, but like it depends if you're willing to live with 2 other people. I also have a car payment. I pay car insurance, my phone bill, all your other regular bills like your electric, your TV and your cable and your Wi-Fi, everyday expenses. You pay for gas, you pay for food. It adds up. That's another $1,000, depending on what kind of car you have, depending on the insurance. Insurance in LA, car insurance in LA is expensive. Gas in LA is expensive. Right now it's cheap, but no one's going anywhere. It's a lot, guys. I'm not gonna lie to you. Yeah, for the most part, you get paid more when you live in a city, but not always. It really depends on what kind of job you have. For me, like I said before, I couldn't be doing the job that I'm doing now in a smaller town, because on one hand, yeah, my cost of living would be so much cheaper if I lived back home in Massachusetts in my small town. I could like get a Lamborghini or something. Like, I mean, I'm kidding, I'm exaggerating, but like my cost of living would be, I'd be living with my mom, so I mean, I could like do whatever. but I couldn't do the job that I'm doing there. So it's like the trade-off that you have to make. You have to realize that, yeah, you're going to be making more money, but you're also going to be spending more money. What's something most people assume about you at first that's completely false? That's a tough one. Maybe that I've gotten a lot of people saying that they thought I was bitchy, like I have a resting bitch face, and then they meet me. I'm actually really goofy and like a people pleaser. Like I'm kind of like trying to be the life of the party. Not trying to be, it's like my personality. Like I want people to be having a good time, and like, I don't know, I'm always like a goofball, and I'm not at all bitchy or standoffish or like one of those mean girls. I'm not fake, like I'm not just trying to be everyone's best friend to be fake, but I am somebody that is pretty friendly. Favorite sweatpants brand? Nika, my clothing company, or I really like Aritzia sweatpants as well. What are your hopes and dreams aside from modeling and YouTube? Well, I also do have a clothing brand, and then I guess like I said, career-wise, you know, I'd like to say I'm a really career-oriented person. To a certain extent, I am. But also, my hopes and dreams go so much further than just career goals. I just really want to have a family. That's my biggest goal, I guess. I'm really happy with where my career is going right now. And hopefully, it was really consistent with modeling, which was amazing for a long while. And obviously, this whole situation has affected it. But we'll see how it goes afterwards and kind of pick it up from there. But I'm also somebody, I don't know if you guys know this about me, but I'm very, not secretive, but I'm very quiet about my goals. Even if I had a big list of goals and things that I want to work towards and brands that I want to work for, I wouldn't say it. I would not say it on YouTube. I wouldn't say it to anybody. I probably wouldn't even say it to my friends. I would maybe say it to my mom. I write it down. I think about it. But I think about it a lot, but I don't say it. And that's nothing like against anybody or whatever. It's just how I've always been. I move in silence, and then I kind of let my actions do all the talking. What is the best glute exercise, and what do you use for your lips for makeup? Glute exercises, I really like glute bridges. I like lunges. My trainer has me do these donkey kicks, but with the Smith machine, and she kind of like holds my foot and I kick up the Smith machine, and step ups with weights. And then what makeup do I use on my lips? I use any kind of like dark pinky brown lip liner, more on the brown side than pink, like nudish brown. My favorite is MAC Strip Down. And then there is a Pat McGrath one I really love that I'm using right now. I'll link that down below. I really like the Charlotte Tilbury Nude Kate, I believe it's called. And then the Lip Cheat from Charlotte Tilbury I also really like. That's a lip pencil. I like the Patrick Ta lip liner as well, the one that's more brown. It's called She's Proud from Patrick Ta. And then I have a few that I got from London as well. There's a Max Factor one, and it's called like Nude Something. But literally any color that looks like this, the top two, like kind of nudie, pinky, browny, orangey, that colors. And I don't really wear lipstick or lip gloss too often. It's really just liner and like some form of chapstick. I use the Tatcha lip mask as well. I think that's really good. How did you get started with your clothing business? Has COVID affected it a lot? I got started with my clothing business because I was constantly working with brands. There were things about every brand I worked with that I liked and disliked, and I had favorite pieces from each brand. I noticed myself wearing a few staple pieces like sweatpants, hoodies, biker shorts, sports bras, and bodysuits all the time. And like I said, I had favorite fits, favorite fabrics from every brand that I worked with, and there were always little tweaks that I was thinking, oh, I wish I could do this, or I wish I could make this like this. And I wanted to make it perfect, so I thought, why not do something that I think is perfect in terms of fit, in terms of quality, in terms of fabric. And again, quality was something that I really struggled with a lot of brands that I worked with too. Like some brands were really great quality, but like, you know, the fit was off or the color wasn't right or whatever. Just decided to make it perfect. And I also decided to make it size inclusive because there aren't enough cool pieces for women of every shape and size. And you know, I say every shape and size loosely. We carry up to size 3X, and obviously that's not inclusive of every single size, but I'm trying to do as much as I can right now. And yeah, I think that a lot of times the cool clothes are for certain sizes, and I think that all women should be able to wear whatever they want. Also, my clothes are unisex, so guys can wear the sweatpants as well. Guys can wear whatever they want. And has COVID affected it a lot? Not really, like a little bit, yes. Of course, business is slower, but we're still shipping out orders, and luckily I'm an e-com based business, so I don't have a brick and mortar. I don't pay rent in any location, so it hasn't really changed. All my stock is here, so in LA, so it's not like I have to stop my production or anything like that due to this. So yeah. What camera are you using and what apps do you use to edit? I use my iPhone camera. I really want to start using my actual camera. I'm gonna get a new vlog camera. I'm actually ordering one today. But I want to use the new vlog camera that I buy for photo purposes as well, and kind of do some more cool edits for you guys. But for now, I've just been using my iPhone camera. I have the iPhone XS Max. Is that what this is called? XS Max? I think it's this one, whatever this phone is. It's the big one, like the newest one, I think. I'm so dumb with this kind of stuff, but I like it. I think it's good. And I just use VSCO as my editing, or like the iPhone actual like when you go into your photos and you can kind of click the little editing buttons below, like the ones just in your photo app in your phone. What music do you like to listen to? I like all kinds of music, primarily hip-hop and R&B. I also like some dancehall music, like country music, alternative music. I like a lot of stuff. I like everything. I know it sounds so whack when people say I like everything, but I really do. I have kind of taken pieces of my music taste from either different people in my life or different times in my life. And I think that there's a different, just like my outfits, I feel like my style is really eclectic in a sense that I have so many different versions of my style. I have so many different versions of my personality. I think that's the Libra in me. So for every day of my life, I'm the same with food. Like one day I'm sweet, the next day I'm savory. Music is like that for me too. It just depends all on my mood. What do you love and hate about Instagram? This is a good one. I love that it allows me to have freedom in terms of working remotely, being my own boss, making my own schedule, choosing what content I can and don't want to post. Essentially kind of having a more creative job, having all of the control essentially, well, for the most part. Unless it's like a super whatever specific sponsored post, but for the most part you have the control. What I hate about it is how judgmental people can be, how tough people can be, and I'm very grateful and blessed that I don't have that many negative people or, you know, hate comments. I get like once in a while. How do you create your sleek ponytail? I do a ton of different sleek ponytails. If you guys want me to do like a hairstyle video, I can do one. This is literally a hot mess, but I can do some hairstyle videos if you guys want me to, on my like typical, like when my hair is the slick fit day hair. When my hair is dirty, I just do this, and it's so much better than washing your hair. How do I build up self-confidence if I don't fit into society's norms? By the way, I love you too. I think it starts with self-acceptance and self-love and understanding that this is you are beautiful no matter what. And this is so cliche, but nobody else is you, and that is so amazing. And just kind of owning it. There's something unique about you that nobody else has. Especially if you don't fit society's norms, use that to your advantage. Use the fact that you're different, you're unique, you're your own person. You don't need to conform to society's norms because you're a boss-ass bitch. You're your own person and you own it. You walk in and you know that you're intelligent, you're beautiful, you're funny, you're charismatic. You have a ton that you bring into the table. You don't have to fit into a box because you crush that box. You step on that box and you kick it across the room, okay? Yeah, you're a bad bitch. You just gotta know that. No matter what you look like, no matter what shape or size, color you are a bad bitch. And I guess I'm gonna end it on that because I'm gonna throw my phone. This is a very long video. I love you guys all so very much. I had so much fun filming this video. Forgot all about my little coffee here. But I love you guys and I'll see you in the next one.